What's up, everyone? This is JoeSavy here with Vuvuzella, bringing
Zzz,
you some, yes, the Vuvuzella, the mighty Vuvuzela.
indeed.
Very indeed. Bringing you some TvP. I chose this game because I felt like it had a lot of aspects of TvP, and it could be quite difficult to play the matchup. But if you go with a style similar to this, I think you could actually do all right.
So this was a solid match.
Um, it relied on a lot of just attacking, but macroing up behind that. So
Hmm.
nothing crazy. I didn't do like a bunch of drops, and I probably could have done a lot better if I had dropped more. But
Hmm.
um, either way, still, it's something uh, that I was able to just win straight up. So
Right, right. Overall you're just like, okay, I'm gonna macro up and poke around at these specific times.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I originally do is set up a timing attack. This is based off of the bomber style build.
Uh-huh.
That well, he specifically used it in Wings of Liberty. I think he has a
Uh,
different build now, but I'm taking that and then just adding a Heart of the Swarm twist and mixing in Hellbats and Ghosts and Vikings and all that other stuff.
okay, okay. And so what do we have going on here on the toss side?
So, well, on my side, 10 Depot, 12 Barracks, following that up with a Orbital Command and a Command Center, and then scouting after that, and then we'll just follow the SCV. He'll tell us exactly what the toss is doing.
Okay.
So no expansion yet. Going up, we see a Zealot. We see one gas, one, two, three pylons. So it's very unlikely that he has a proxy. And then we see that second gas go down. Moving back out, I don't know if he has an expansion yet. So to save my SCV, I pull him back and just kind of scout around a little bit, and then I'm going to go back in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Five
And so
minutes
you,
is the expansion time.
and you mentioned there was double gas on there. So that what's that telling you? That basically he's gonna try to just all in here with one base, or just try
Well,
to do a
because of the
strong one
delayed
base
second
push?
gas, I'm assuming that he's going to expand.
Oh, okay.
If he had double gas right away, then I'd be worried about like an Oracle proxy, but I figured that second gas is a little bit late, so I don't think it's coming. It's possible, but I don't think so.
I see.
So going back up right now, getting a good scout. I scout the Robo Bay. We'll go back and look at my base, and I'll tell you what we did. And I'll
Right,
list the build order for this one too.
right. This is a pretty standard toss build against Terran, right? I mean, they go the fast Robo Bay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Back home, what he did was he did like a little poke up with a Zealot, a Stalker, and a Mothership core, but because I got the fast bunker, he can't really do anything. I don't know he has the expansion. That was a mistake on my part. I should have scouted a little bit further over.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but,
Okay, and you got a turret here for what, dark DTs or something?
yeah, because I
Okay.
wasn't sure exactly what he was going for.
Okay. So at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, you're not sure what he could go for. You expect that DTs could be at you pretty soon here?
Yeah, at about 7. Usually they don't come this quick, but I think the
Uh,
fastest is like 7.5 minutes.
okay. So with two bunkers and a turret at 7 minutes, you're pretty much prepared for anything that they could throw at you right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm actually gonna get a third bunker because I didn't actually scout this expansion,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and good rule of thumb to always get that third bunker. So we're at 7:30 right now. I'm actually gonna drop back so we can look at the build order a little bit more. Just to
Okay.
right here, we're gonna go 358.
All right. Let's do a little rewind here. Take a look at the build order. The heck are you
Uh,
doing back home, buddy?
okay, so following the expansion, we get a bunker um, immediately after the supply depot finishes. Now I get this bunker so that way a single zealot just doesn't come up and ruin my day. Then I follow that up with 2 additional barracks and a refinery. The refinery should go down right around 4:30,
Hmm.
and I think I get it right around that. A little bit late, I think. 4:35. That's fine.
Yeah.
So now we have 3 barracks pumping exclusively Marines, nothing else, and loading up in that bunker is pretty much as soon as they pop out.
So you're once you start getting gas, what are you gonna save up for? You just gonna use it for a factory?
Actually, the first upgrade you want is STEM.
Oh, that's
So,
what you spend your gas on?
yep. stay on one gas as long as you can so you have the extra minerals to build workers and marines pretty much non-stop.
Okay.
Getting a engineering bay a little bit early. Generally, I wait until the factory and to get the engineering bay, but because I wasn't sure what he was doing, I didn't want to lose the DTs, and a lot of Protoss been DT rushing me. So
Because why not?
yeah, why not? Especially when it's like one of those strategies that works a lot. Well, and or Oracle rushing, so I didn't want to lose to Oracles either. So that
Right.
could be difficult. Although I didn't assume Oracles because it's already 6 minutes.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. How long does it take?
The fastest oracles are like 5 minutes, but usually around 6.
Okay.
Okay, so the tech lab finishes. Start stem as soon as I have 100 minerals. And remember to start stem. Gotta remember to start it. There you go. Stem
There you go.
starts, then you get your second refinery.
Okay.
Build's a little thrown off because I got the engineering bay earlier, but that's fine because that way, even if he does decide to go oracles right now, I have a turret in my mineral line, and it'll protect me for the most part.
But you're still getting stim before you're getting the +1 attack.
Absolutely, yeah. Plus
Okay.
one, yeah. The engineering bay ideally would go down when the factory does, but because I was scared of some kind of rush, I ended up having to get a couple turrets.
I see.
Next 100 gas, you get your factory, and you saturate your second geyser, of course, and then you just continue to macro up. If you're not sure what he's doing, you either drop a scan or do what I did and just drop a third bunker because I could feel like I pretty much could handle anything
Right.
with 3
Now,
bunkers.
one thing I noticed, you're not getting marauders yet with that tech lab barracks. You just keep constantly getting marines, so you're saving up all your gas.
Yeah, the gas is saved up exclusively for the medevac transition. So I want to
Okay.
get 2 medevacs as soon as possible.
Okay.
So Marines, factory's completing. Then I'll start my starport and a reactor on the factory.
And so you start the +1 right after you get the factory.
Yeah, generally I do. I actually started a little bit early this time because I had extra gas. This is the point I scouted the expansion. I just poked up with the SCV and it saw that. You noticed earlier in the game I poked up with an SCV and scouted this area. And that
For
was just to
proxy.
check. Yeah, a lot of times there's a proxy pylon.
Yeah. Them sneaky toss.
They're sneaky proxy pylons. Okay, so as soon as you get your starport, right around the time you get it, you drop double refineries on the low ground, saturate, and then you get a tech lab and a reactor on your barracks. And then you drop 2 additional barracks right around 8.5 minutes. I think I was a little bit late, but that's usually the idea.
Wait, one more time. So that was quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot. Okay, let's go
right
back
when you
just a little
get the starport, 2 factories or 2 refineries on your natural.
Okay. Yeah, once the starport completes, 2 refineries at the natural.
Okay.
Or when the starport begins, sorry.
Okay.
And at the same time, you get a tech lab on your other barracks and then a reactor on the other barracks.
Okay. So then you're gonna end up with 2 tech labs on barracks and 1 barracks with the reactor,
Yeah.
right? And then starport with the reactor. That's swapped.
That's swapped, yeah. And then the
Okay.
factory drops and gets a tech lab.
Okay.
And
so
these
you're
2
gonna have
barracks are started right around 9 minutes this game, but you could do it as early as 8.5 or 8 minutes even.
Okay. So all at the same time, you're gonna end up with 5 barracks and a starport and a factory.
Exactly.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm getting these upgrades. I'm delaying the blue flame upgrade or the what is it called?
Infernal
Infernal
pre-igniter.
There you go.
Jinx.
Yeah, jinx
Okay.
on you, baby.
And okay, so this is gonna do +12 damage to light units. Okay, so that's some serious business right there. So
Yeah, so supply-wise, I'm sitting at about 98, right? About 10.5 minutes. Now it's
Yeah.
time to expand. So I
Yeah.
actually did a little bit earlier, but you
Yeah.
try to expand right around 10 minutes.
yeah. Now you're still getting 1 supply depot at a time here.
At the moment, I should be getting like 2 or 3.
2 or
That's
3 at a
capped.
time, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Two
But here-
really. But
Okay. this is your patented scouting party.
Yep, that's it. and poking up, and I overcommitted a little bit, and I lost a medevac somewhere. He
Yeah.
just kind of floated up here, and I lose a lot.
That medevac's like, F this.
Yeah.
That's suicide.
Yeah, and I load up and go home, and that was a mistake on my part. Don't do that. If you scout that, I don't even think I was watching most of the time. If
Yeah.
you scout the 2 Colossus, just run back home because you can't kill it.
Yeah.
Just know that he got a 3rd, and then you could build a 4th yourself,
Right.
and you'll be pretty safe.
But your macro is so good right now, and you got the information you need to get, so, you know, that's fine. It was necessary.
Yeah, well, that poke is necessary. Just
Losing
because
all wasn't, but
no, it wasn't necessary.
yeah,
Not at all.
it's less than
Okay.
I.
Let's go back a little bit, and we're gonna look at what happened during the whole process.
Okay, so back home,
Yeah, back
some
home.
stuff was happening here.
Yeah, we start Infernal Pre-Igniter, and then we're gonna get an armory as well, and get depots so we don't supply cap ourselves every 5 seconds.
Right.
Even though I do it anyway.
It's so frustrating when I see that. It's like 110 by 110. It's like, oh, just get something.
I know. The supply capping sucks. It really
Yeah.
sets you back
Hate
if
that.
you do it a bunch of times.
Yeah. I'll even go ahead. I'll use my energy on my command center.
Again, for engagement. On my other 2 barracks, I'll be swapping, or I'll be getting tech labs on them. The 2
Okay.
naked barracks.
So one thing that I noticed is that you're going very Marauder heavy against this toss. Is that just this toss, or in general you're just going Marauder heavy now?
Unless they have Void Rays, I'm going Marauder heavy.
I see. So you don't see Void Rays clearly, so Marauder
Yeah.
heavy. Okay. That's going to be good versus Colossus and High Templars. It's going to save you.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. And you don't have to. It doesn't require as much finicky micro with your Marines
Right.
because a couple good storms fries like unlimited Marines.
Right.
And,
Right.
Okay, so here's a key one.
Yeah.
Once Infernal Pre-Igniter completes, you swap your factory with your reactor barracks. There you go. We're swapping right now.
See.
Double Hellbat production and non-stop Marauder production.
Huh. So that's what the reactor was for on that barracks the whole time.
The whole time.
It
that's-
was just saving it for the factory.
That was it. Well, and to get Marines early, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, well, you know, people forget if it has a tech lab, it can still make a Marine.
Yeah, third's up, so it's time to get the Ghost Academy. You could actually get it a little earlier if you want, but I had no need for it, so
Yeah.
go up, deal with this drop first.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is... Those zealots just sacrificed their lives for nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. So I stopped at like 5 or 6
Yeah.
medevacs. I might have lost one. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. And then beyond 5 medevacs, I switched to pretty much purely Viking. I think I got 1 extra medevac, but you need a bunch of Vikings, especially if he's going Colossus.
Right. So on your max out army, you're still up... You're at no more than 5 medevacs, and then just Vikings the rest of the way.
Yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
can go more on medevacs, but you need those Vikings if you're going to attack at a decent point. So I scouted pretty much everything. I tried to lead with the Marauder Marine to try to pick off, or to force a couple storms, but I didn't do it, so
Yeah.
now storm. But still, you know, the way
It's-
Marauders and Hellbats tank the
That's-
storms.
Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed is, man, they really tank those storms, you know, and they can still keep going.
Now I have a huge supply advantage, and
He's trying to get Archons here.
they'll do alright in tanking damage, but I could just
Yeah.
tank the Planetary Fortress and literally
Yeah.
just wipe out his
And
expansion. So.
that's pretty much GG, I would say.
Until I see those workers running up here. Then I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
We're not running to our other base.
And then he does a Templar drop, and that was
Ooh.
actually pretty good.
Sneaky.
The sneaky drops. I think a
Sneaky
lot more Protoss should utilize the Warp Prism, because
Yeah.
it's one of those units that most Protoss don't touch. So
Really? I mean, from a Terran perspective, that's
It's taboo.
blasphemy. You have to use drops. I mean, that's like everything.
yep. Yeah, it's like it's taboo. If
That's-
you don't use medevacs as a Terran, you're pretty much
I mean,
you're missing out
That's
on like the
like-
strongest part of Terran.
That's like being a toss and not using zealots or anything, or not using mothership core. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Okay, so obviously I could have done better this game. There's a lot of things I could have done better to make this game go a lot more seamlessly and
Right,
not
but
lose as many units.
if it's not JFK, what's the point, right?
Alright, so I see his army, and I kind of start to engage. You know, I do alright, but then it's time to run home.
Okay,
I
right,
gotta load up and save some of them.
right.
Like 4.
He
I
is
say 4.
doing. I did notice something. Your upgrades are 2-1. Is that intentional? Did you stop there on purpose, or?
I think when he killed my engineering bay, it totally screwed up my whole upgrade cycle.
I see.
That wasn't
Okay, now
intentional.
there you go. Now you just started researching.
Yeah. So I feel like I have enough medevacs, and it's time for Vikings because I saw the Colossus.
Right.
So. Ghosts are out in the field now.
Right.
Shoot a couple imps out.
Right. Now, I mean, I guess the overall, like, the main takeaway from this is that because of that fast expand, you were able to make a couple mistakes and still fare a lot better in these exchanges and come back in a lot better shape than he was, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And the overwhelming thing to think about is that, you know, a Marauder Hellbat, I think, is a much easier composition to work with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even
just
for me at my level,
forgiving
like,
with those
yeah,
Templar, you know.
Yeah, like even me, like at my level, like just using a large marine force against Toss, it's so difficult to micro.
It's hard because, you know, you're dealing with double splash. You got storms, and they fry your units, and then you got Colossus splash that fries your units, and we're just gonna pick it up till we go to the next engagement. Because you know, at this point, 172 to 90 supply, it's not even close anymore.
Yeah, this is almost a click situation right now.
I don't know why I never take that map. I always go for that one, or I mean the expansion. That expansion.
Yeah. You just want to be unassuming.
Yeah. Got a good imp on those Templar, but even still, I don't think it wouldn't have even mattered just because I have such a supply lead.
Yeah. That was a pretty commanding victory at that point. So.
And that's it, guys. I'll try to post a build order of what to do during at least the opener, and then we'll go from there. Try to break down TvP a little bit more.
It's definitely a good basis for a longer Protoss game, for an extended battle.
Yeah, it might help a lot of people that just keep failing the all-ins too, because you know.
Yeah. And it's something that I think is a lot more necessary now than it was during Wings of Liberty because of the Mothership core. I mean, you can't do all that, you know, early game shenanigans. It just doesn't work. You know, it's a lot more difficult.
Those early Marine pokes, and I think Carbot Animations, Starcraft's a little cartoon. I think it says it the best.
Those are hilarious.
When the Marines come riding in on the SCVs and like Protoss is just getting raped, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, all these blasts start flying. And,
it's like photon overcharge. Like it has a range of what, the entire map.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got like a 15 range or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean that. Yeah.
Back in the day, the siege tank had the best range. Now it's like everything has better range than the siege tank, but you know. All right, that's it. You ready to play some 2v2?
I sure am.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.